Did your narcissist want a threesome? You'd be surprised how many people I talk to on a day-to-day basis with one-on-ones where it'll slide into the conversation. It'll slide in where they say, like, this is something that I wasn't comfortable with, but the narcissist wanted me to do it. The narcissist kept bringing it up. Like, they kept saying, like, hey, I think this would be really cool if we did this. Or they keep introducing you to different people of, like, wouldn't this be a cool person? Like, wouldn't this be a cool thing? And they try to put that thought into your mind. Sometimes people are like, whoa, like, I never even thought about that. Other people are like, whoa, like, that actually happened. I think you'd be really shocked how many people would actually say, like, hey, that actually happened to me because they were actively trying to get me to be with them and an additional person at the same time. And you see threesomes come up in some aspects as far as, like, narcissistically wise in, like, triangulation. So a relationship with two other people that the goal in one sense is to manipulate them to get the best out of both. It'd be kind of like you're job searching and you're like, hey, this job is going to pay me, $50,000. And this other job, they're actually going to pay me $60,000. And then you go to the other one, hey, this job, they actually said they're going to pay me $70,000. And you're pitting them back and forth. You're playing them off each other to try to get the best deal possible. And that's what a narcissist is doing in triangulation. They're trying to pit both people against each other so that they both work harder, so that they both try to do better, so they both love more effectively or efficiently to get the most that they can out of another person. So from, like, a business model, it makes a lot of sense of, like, hey, like, this is what the competition is giving me. Like, are you willing to give me that? Working them back and forth. The problem is when it comes down to people and relationships and love, that doesn't really apply the same way. But a narcissist doesn't view it like that. They view it as they're entitled to get your love and affection, and they're not obligated to give you anything back. So if there's a way that they can increase the value that they're getting with less investment in, that seems like a good business venture. That seems like a good transactional thing that the narcissist can profit from. Because a lot of narcissism is built off transactions. Is built off, I invest this amount and I get back tenfold of what I invested. And the goal of a narcissist in triangulation, in investing in another person, is to see how little they can invest for the maximum profit, for the maximum gain that they get from the other person. The problem is we're not talking about money. We're talking about emotion. We're talking about sex. We're talking about developing a love relationship with somebody that the narcissist doesn't really care about. They just care about their needs, their wants, their desires. So oftentimes you'll see them try to say, like, hey, I want to have a fantasy of me being in a relationship and me cheating. But wait a second. What if I took both those things and I actually combined it and we coexisted together? Maybe that would be an even better thing. Maybe that would fulfill my desires even more. Maybe that would fulfill the pit that the narcissist feels of never being filled or satisfied. So a lot of narcissists end up coming to the place of saying, like, hey, let's have a threesome. And they try to manipulate and they try to plant those seeds in people's minds and they try to make people think about it to get them to the place where they're finally willing to attempt it or to try it. There's one person I was talking to a while back, and the person pushed them time and time again to be able to have that happen to them. And when they stood their ground, the narcissist finally left and discarded them because they didn't get what they want. Years later, she found out from other people that there was other people in the narcissist's life that were with him for a period of time and did give him that. You know what it changed? Nothing. Because something like that is still not going to fill the void. It's still not going to fill the darkness. It's still not going to fulfill a narcissist. Because they're trying to fill something that they can't fill with another person and that they can't fill with themselves and with that image that they want, with that control that they're searching for. So a lot of times you might be surprised. A lot of times a narcissist will try to get you to have a threesome because it's combining their fantasy with reality and hoping that they can have their cake and eat it too all at once. Don't be surprised if a red flag that pops up is somebody in your life trying to get you to sleep with them and with someone else at the same time.